Welcome to the What is Stoicism podcast.
One of the core tenets of Stoicism is separating things we can control from things we can't. When we do this, we can apply ourselves to things we can actually affect, rather than worry about things that we can't directly influence. At the beginning of his Enchiridion, the Stoic philosopher Epictetus tells us exactly what is within our control and what isn't. Quote, "Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and in a word, whatever is not of our own doing." End quote. It's worth reminding yourself of these distinctions every morning to enforce the habit of identifying them as the day progresses. Because separating these matters, Epictetus goes on to say, is the chief task in life. Knowing that we are in complete control of our thoughts, our intentions, and our actions allows us to focus our energy on ensuring they adhere more and more each day to the Stoic virtues of courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom. Everything else depends, at least to some extent, on external circumstances. We can try to influence those things, but ultimately we do not have complete control over them. We can direct our best effort toward them, but we must ultimately accept that the outcome is out of our hands. With each situation that arises today, practice directing your attention to what you can control within that situation, your thoughts, intentions, and actions, and tell yourself to worry less about the things you can't control. Worry less is easier said than done, of course, but directing real effort to things within your control gives your mind something more productive to focus on, and the more you practice, the better you get. The irony, of course, like the athlete who trains to the best of their ability, but doesn't have full control over whether they win their event, is that desired outcomes outside your control are more likely to come to fruition if you focus more on and give your best to the things that are within your control. In his discourses, Epictetus goes on to emphasize his point that we should be thinking about this matter of control every day with some vivid and entertaining examples. Here's what he says, quote, "So what resources do we need to have at hand for circumstances like these? Just the knowledge of what is mine and what isn't mine, and of what is and isn't possible for me. I am condemned to death. Do I have to die moaning and groaning as well? To incarceration. Do I have to complain about it? To exile. Is there anyone stopping me from going with a smile, joyful and content? Divulge your secrets. I refuse because that's something that's up to me. I'll clap you in irons. What are you talking about? Me? You'll shackle my leg, but not even Zeus can conquer my will. I'll throw you in prison. My body. I'll cut off your head. Well, have you ever heard me suggest that I'm unique in having a non-detachable head? These are the ideas to which people who take up philosophy should apply themselves, which they should write about every day, and in which they should train themselves." End quote. So again, what Epictetus is saying is that we should contemplate daily the freedom of our will, the fact that no matter what happens, or what anyone else does, our thoughts and actions are our own, and no one else's. This knowledge of what is and isn't ours, and of what is and isn't possible for us, allows us to focus on the things we can actually affect. On the other hand, we're able to calmly assess the events, opinions, and circumstances that don't land within our sphere of control, and effectively say they're fine as they are. As Epictetus demonstrated, and as is worth keeping in mind as our day progresses, how we respond is always our own choice. No one is stopping us from doing so with a smile, joyful and content.